Radio check 1 2 3. Can you hear me? It's really deep.
Radio check 1 2. Radio check 1 2 1 2.
Hey RCT, welcome back. Long time no talk. Hopefully you can hear me. Just the other day I posted something on Instagram about someone discrediting a 3000 over a Baofeng, and I think there was a miscommunication or misunderstanding of what I meant by someone discrediting or putting off a 3000 versus a Baofeng. So I've actually brought both of these radios out today. A 3000, and this is actually a BTECH. Oh shit! This is actually a BTECH. What is it? UV53. Similar to the Baofeng UV5R. Literally same design. Technically, BTECH is, I think what it stands for is Baofeng technology. So again, your UV5X3 BTECH, similar to Baofeng UV5R. Not a whole lot in difference between those two, but I can tell you there is a whole lot difference between the Baofeng and the 3000. So 3000, again, it's a decommissioned police radio. It's analog P25. I'm sure everyone knows about these radios, and if you don't, maybe this could be a good opportunity for me to make a video on these radios. These radios are still pretty good and kicking. They're about 20 years old, if anything. I do remember using those radios years and years and years ago, somewhere around 2000s, actually, not 20, 2000, and they were essentially top of the line at that time. So anyway, so I want to make a quick video on the difference of what it sounds like, I guess, and how well they transmit and receive. I have someone else just about a mile away that has both of these radios, maybe less than a mile if anything, but again, we're just going to compare cosmetically what they look like. Obviously we know what they both look like, and how they key up, how they transmit, and how they receive, and if anything more so of the quality of the sound. All right, so we'll start off with our 3000. I'm sure you've seen me use this before, but here we go again with it. All right. Check 1 2. Can you hear me? Check 1 2.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, just so we can hear the audio, why don't you give me a check 1 2 3, blah blah blah.
Check 1 2 3. Can you hear me? Check 1 2 3.
All right, thank you. We're switching over to Baofeng in a minute.
Copy that.
Sorry, I got mosquitoes everywhere. So again, maybe after this video, I'll go over what the 3000 has as far as features. Just to simplify it, it has, again, UHF analog, and then it has P25. P25 is just a different type of module, or a different type of, how would you call it, a format. It's just a different format. As we know, we have analog clocks. It's just like analog and digital clocks. It's just a different format. They do the same thing, just, again, different formats. And the BTECH, again, Baofeng, is just, I mean, this was essentially designed to be a ham radio. It does have FPP, front panel programming, where you can punch in your frequencies and transmit directly from your radio, or you can actually use a specific program, or even chirp is probably the easiest way to program it. And as you can see here, I already started programming my channels into it, so specifically to help me identify what frequencies I'll be transmitting on. Okay. So again, let's move over to the Baofeng and see what that sounds like. And you'll hear the quality is essentially just very, very different. It's just more of a static, or it's not a very clear connection. A lot of, if anything, interference. I have a lot of looky-loos over here, so we'll see a few of them drive by. So if anything, more so pay attention to the quality of the audio, and then you'll be able to compare to see, again, which one you would definitely opt out for, which one you would definitely not prefer. Again, both these do the same thing. One is technically more durable than the other. Someone on the Instagram post said that, with the Baofeng, the BTECH, it's quite affordable. You can find one of these for $30, $40 now. eBay, you can find them on Amazon. They're pretty inexpensive. But again, when you buy this, you're losing a lot of other features that a Motorola or another type of radio um, would offer. What could that be? Well, of course, maybe water resistant, waterproof, durability, meaning I can drop the 3000 and it's shock resistant and crush resistant. And again, it's made to for military law enforcement specifications. The BTECH, the Baofeng is not. It's just made for a cheap ham radio. Because again, some other ham radios are quite expensive, get very, very, very expensive. And again, of course, when you start looking into Chinese products, they're affordable, but doesn't last forever, or just doesn't work as good as other products made similar to the Motorola. So let's key up on the Baofeng and let's see what it sounds like. Again, listen more to the audio of the radio. Check, check, 1, 2. Can you hear me on green 7 on the Baofeng?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear on green 7 on the Baofeng.
All right. What are you thinking? Is more static electricity on this radio?
Yeah, I definitely hear more static in the background.
All right. Let's go back to the 3000. Let's see what that sounds like side by side.
All right.
All right. Back to the 3000. Check 1, 2, 3. Radio check.
Yeah, I can hear you on this one loud and clear, very crisp and very very good on this one.
All right. Let's just for fun. Let's go over to P25. So let's go over to orange 5.
Okay.
You guys want to change the radio with me? So we'll go to zones. Go over to orange. You can take it out of
check,
zoom.
check, 1, 2.
Loud and clear, I can hear you. Radio check 1, 2, 3.
Okay, good. I can hear you too.
All right, give me a radio check 1, 2, 3 so we can hear more of the audio.
Radio check 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me?
Can hear you loud and clear. All right, give me 1 second. All right, so hopefully you can hear that. Hopefully being outdoors is not going to, I guess, interfere with you being able to hear the difference of the audio. Again, the BTECH Baofeng is more, I mean, they're both analog. They both sound analog, other than when we switched over to P25, which is again their digital format. But there you go. There's I guess the first difference in buying a Baofeng or a BTECH, or perhaps saving up your money, finding someone that knows a little bit more about XTS3000s or 5000s, or APX right now is still pretty expensive if you try to find one on eBay. The software, the program, the cables, the programming cables, it's all different. It's all expensive. So again, I mean, some of these XTS3000s, they go pretty cheap if you can find someone to provide you a pretty cheap one. I'm starting to see them for, if anything, $100 or so on eBay, maybe more, depending on the range. Don't go for the 800 megahertz. Can't be on those. Look for the VHF. Look for the UHF. And then, of course, just be sure you're able to use the frequencies on those radios. But that's all I really have for now. Maybe later when I get back to the shop, I'll show you a little bit more of what they can do. Side by side, they can almost do the same thing, other than again, the 3000 cannot do the front panel programming, but you can buy an XTS3000 with front panel programming. So you can't really say you can't do what you can do in the Baofeng, vice versa. You absolutely can. Again, the 3000, the XTS has MDC, has P25. The BTECH or the Baofeng essentially doesn't have those two different formats, but there is a lot of creative ways you can use the Baofengs. You can use them as remotes or triggers or indicators, alarms. Of course, the BTECH has FM. It has a little light, a little alarm. You can use two different, not use, but monitor two different frequencies. Can't really do that on the 3000. Then again, I wouldn't really need to. In fact, I'm not a fan of hearing or being able to have two different frequencies or channels on the radio. It's not really necessary. I'm not going to need two different channels. If anything, switch to a different channel, have a different code if you're being interfered on one. What else does this one have? Let's see. You know what? How about this? Let's go low power, because I think these are all on high power. Oops. Let me go back. Power, it's on high right now. So let's go to low power and see what it sounds like. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you switch it to low power?
Okay.
All right, so let's go to...
Okay, I switched it.
Oh. All right, can you still hear me? I can still hear you pretty good.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, wow. All right, let's go back to green 5 on this radio.
Okay. Okay, hello?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay, good, I can hear you too.
Check, check, 1, 2. All right, let's... do you know how to do high and low power on the Baofeng?
No.
All right, give me 1 second. Let me do it on my radio, then I'll tell you how to do it. All right, I think for this one, here we are. Let's do low power. Can you still hear me on this one, the Baofeng?
Yes, I can.
All right, 1 second. Let me tell you how to do it right now.
Okay.
God, the audio is just so terrible. All right, when you go to the Baofeng, you have to hit menu and then go up until you see the TX. I think it says power. Hold on, let me. Menu.
Okay.
Yeah, so you go to menu and you go up to where it says TXP. You hit menu again and then you go up and then it should take you to low power.
Okay, I got it. I did it.
And then when you do it right, it should have a little L on the screen for low power.
Yeah, I see it.
All right, check, check, 1, 2. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
But it sounds like you have to yell for me to hear you.
Yeah, I just noticed there's a lot more static now.
Yeah, it's low power to 1 watt. Okay, that sounds pretty good. Once you start making your way over here, and I'll wait for you.
Okay.
All right, so there we go. That's really a quick comparison. I know it's not fair because one is designed for a different reason and the other isn't. But again, this was more so just to kind of show you, you know, why I wouldn't discredit an XTS3000 versus a BTECH. Long story short, what happened, and I'm not sure if I shared it already. I went to work, and my friend was showing me his BTECH or his Baofeng the day before. Excuse me, I just had dinner, and he, I pulled out my 3000 and said, "Hey, check mine out. You know, you show me yours, I'll show you mine." And he looked at me, looked at the radio, looked at me, and said, "Why not just get a Baofeng?" And I just, there's so many more reasons why I would get a 3000 or a 5000 or just any sort of Motorola over a Baofeng. Again, he's a tactical person. Just park, just park anywhere. I'll find you in a minute.
Okay.
He's a very tactical kind of person. He has all his gear and his tactical stuff. Tactical stuff. Helmet, the night vision goggles. There you go. Night vision goggles, $3,000, and helmet, and his bulletproof vest, and top of the line. And again, I think what I get confused about sometimes is you're willing to spend thousands of dollars on your gear, but you're not willing to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on your radio. Again, BTECH, Baofeng, very inexpensive, affordable, very easy to use, very cool to use. But why not opt into the comms that is essentially more reliable? And again, I've said this before, P25 could be a way to go more encryption because not everybody is walking around with P25. Not everybody is walking around with a scanner that can pick up P25. In fact, there are more people. I just came from a GUN show. Again, I don't know if I can say that word, so I'll just say GUN. GUN show, and everybody was using Baofengs. Like literally everybody. There was even a booth that was selling these Baofengs, and the guy jacked up the price. He put a little extra antenna. He made little bug out bags with two Baofeng radios, and he said they reach up to 5 miles. And now, I mean, we all know these do not reach up to 5 miles, depending on the terrain. Either of these may not even reach 5 miles, depending on where you're at. In the city, we get maybe about 4 or 5 blocks, maybe 6 with the P25. With the Baofeng, I think she got to the gas station across the street, and then I couldn't hear her. And this was just from being inside the house. So again, which P25 is known to reach a little further, have a little bit more clarity in audio and distance, and the Baofeng is really a not. It's again a cheap but affordable and usable radio. Okay, so anyways, I don't want to continue to go on and on and on, but there is my quick comparison. Hopefully it gets you to start thinking and help you on essentially what type of radios you want to use, whether it's FRS, GMRS, dedicated radios, or ham radios. These ham radios, you can really connect these to repeaters around the valley. I listen to a lot of the amateur operators, ham radios, do their weekly calls and gatherings, and they do, I think there's one group in the valley somewhere that they call himself Insomnia, or he calls himself Insomnia. Really late at night, he hosts a show, or he hosts some sort of a meeting or a group chat, and he reaches out to specific call signs and sees if certain people are on that night. And again, you can set up the UHF to do the same exact thing, the 3000, sorry, to do essentially the same thing. It just really depends on, again, do you want something small and affordable, or do you want something bigger that's going to cost a little bit more? So anyways, I think we're about 19 minutes into the video. I don't want to take up too much more of your time and make you think I'm just trying to have you watch videos to make me make money. I don't make money off this channel, but hopefully at some point in the future I can be monetized. But It's just more so to help you educate yourself and help myself educate myself, and you know, just make it more of a group that, you know, we support each other on the information provided and support each other on your experiences, your opinions, your options. So anyways, Radio Check over and out. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.
Responding to the 964 northbound 051 at Bell. Per the GPS, that's going to be in the gore point for the Bell off-ramp northbound, and the involved is stating he possibly has a broken arm, which I'm starting Ping's fire for at 21:09 hours.